or a junior.
I think he might be a junior because he definitely would have went last year if he was a junior.
Yeah,
because he's a top 5 pick.
Yeah, Judy's he's a monster, man. Which even was it Jalen Waddle?
Yeah,
he's good too. Pick your poison, man. They're all good.
Jerry Judy's definitely the best one. He's the most fun to watch too. That little stutter stepping move that he does.
He's nasty on his routes. Yeah. He's got a clean route, that's for sure.
Very Randy Moss like.
Yeah.
Very crisp, I wish he was on my team. Although Juwan Jennings ain't bad. I like him. He makes boneheaded moves.
He's no Jerry Jeudy though.
No.
Let's what's your score for that one?
I'll say Alabama 48, Texas A&M 16.
Oh, give him some points. Okay. What'd you say, 48? I'm going to go 42 to 10.
Huh.
A&M.
It's pretty close, score-wise.
42 to 10 A&M wins.
I think we got the same total points, don't we?
42 to 10 A&M wins.
Okay.
I'm just joking.
I'm sure.
I was just saying. I didn't think you even caught it, but yeah, no, Alabama wins this, no doubt.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if it's a close game, honestly. We got South Carolina, Georgia. Maybe a trap game for Georgia, seeing that it's an 11 o'clock game.
It's possible. Every time I say Georgia's going to have a trap game, they end up not having a trap game, so I'm not going to call it a trap game.
So, Alabama plays at A&M. I know we just got off that, but, that could be a little bit of a difference for A&M.
Yeah,
I was looking at the South Carolina-Georgia game to see if it was, at South Carolina, because that could make a big difference for Georgia. I think South Carolina plays them close, honestly.
I'm kind of feeling the same.
They're due for a close game against, someone, that probably shouldn't be.
Yeah. Will Muschamp's always good for 3 letdowns and 1 surprise. So.
And a choke.
Yeah.
He saves that for the end of the year, though.
Yeah.
And it's usually against Alabama. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Man, Will Muschamp. I don't know how much longer he's going to last there. He's in year 5?
Yeah, but really, the last time they were good was under Spurrier.
Yeah, but they got to.
Which I guess the only coach after Spurrier has been Muschamp. Now that I think about it, because he swapped over from Florida to South Carolina.
Man, Will Muschamp just ain't it.
He's really a mediocre coach, in my opinion. I don't really have any accolades to show, and he plays in the weaker division.
Yeah, get rid of Muschamp, go get one of the assistants at Alabama or Auburn or Georgia.
Yeah,
Kevin Steele's been rumored for head coaching jobs.
No,
I know you don't want him to go.
No.
But
I really hope Kevin Steele is just content with what he's doing, because he's tried head coaching before, and it hadn't panned out for him.
Yeah,
man, he is a hell of a defensive coordinator, though.
I know that it is between Georgia's defensive coordinator Kevin Steele and Jeremy Pruitt when Philip Fulmer was picking a coach before he settled on Pruitt.
It wasn't settled, that was just the last option.
Yeah.
Y'all are lucky y'all even got Pruitt, honestly. Just imagine what could have happened if y'all would have kept the one guy, that Tennessee.
Shiano?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Y'all could have been in talks for a natty. Y'all could have been 5-0 right now.
Oh, 0-5 probably.
You never know, man.
Nah, that guy. We won't even get into that, man. That guy's a clown. I can't stand Greg Schiano.
Well, definitely the rest of the Tennessee fan base couldn't either.
Yeah.
Which he had some like allegations or something like that they didn't like.
Yeah. I don't even remember what it was now, but
It was something like
I feel like it had to do with
sexual misconduct or something. So I don't don't take my word for it. I feel like that's what it was about, something like that.
Yeah. I think he was coaching the Rutgers when the Rutgers had their success. But
well, I mean, come on now, Rutgers.
But happy with Jeremy Pruitt. We'll see where it goes. I haven't always been sold on him, but
he's just in a bad spot right now, in my opinion. I think y'all eventually get recruits.
Yeah,
he's weeding a lot of bad players out. I know that.
Yeah.
You got a score on that one?
Let's see here. We're on South Carolina, Georgia, right?
Yep.
I'll say Georgia 21, South Carolina 10.
You said Georgia what?
21 to 10.
I'm gonna go 31 to 13. I think that adds an extra field goal onto a touchdown.
Yeah.
My math isn't always there. You got Vanderbilt, and honestly, I don't even know what this team is.
It's the University of Nevada, Los Angeles Rebels.
There you go. And I think Vanderbilt actually wins the game.
I don't know. There for a while, UNLV was a decent team. It was back in like the mid 2000s. Probably about the last time Vanderbilt was decent. So it's a coin toss. I'll say
coin toss.
I'll say Vanderbilt wins. I mean,
I'm gonna go. Let's go 14 to 28. Vanderbilt wins. Like, I don't even know what to say, honestly, for Vanderbilt.
I actually think it's going to be 42 to 38 Vanderbilt.
Wow.
Both these defenses are just terrible.
Barn burner, man.
I mean,
which is kind of uncharacteristic for a Derek
Mason?
Yeah, Derek Mason. I thought I said Derek Brown. and then the other name that popped up was Derek Dooley.
Oh, man. I love Derek Dooley, though. I mean, as bad as he was, he's
the offense coordinator for Mizzou, is he not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, he's just such a likable guy, very charismatic. Everything that Butch Jones wasn't.
Yeah, well, Butch Jones is kind of a hard person to, I guess, not a very likable person.
No, not at all.
Which, he's a good recruiter, so some people must like him.
But yeah, both Vanderbilt and UNLV allow 37 points a game, so pretty bad.
So Ole Miss and Missouri. This right here intrigues me, honestly. I think this is going to be a pretty close game.
Yeah,
probably a high-scoring game, honestly.
I mean, how?
You think that quarterback puts up 200 yards?
I mean, I haven't seen anything to tell me he won't. He done over 100 against Alabama, didn't he?
Did he really?
I think he did.
Yeah. Honestly, other than the second quarter, Ole Miss did do pretty good. And, that's one of the things that a lot of people were concerned about with Alabama's defense was, the amount of yardage they gave up to Ole Miss.
Yeah, I mean,
dude can run the ball.
Two quarterbacks have gotten over 100 yards rushing against Alabama, and one of them is this quarterback from Ole Miss. I can't even remember. Was it Rise Plumley or something?
Yeah, Plumley.
Yeah. He's a true freshman, right?
I think so. Yeah.
From what I've seen so far, he's the best true freshman.
What happened to Tiamu or whatever? Did he transfer? Because he wasn't bad last year. I mean, he wasn't. I wouldn't say he was the best, but but
I'm not really sure.
I'm curious how Kelly Bryant does, considering he was injured in last week's game. If it kind of affects him for this game, have you been impressed by Kelly Bryant?
No, not really. I haven't even
watched him.
I mean, I've watched a little bit.
He's put up some yards, and he's had some good games, but he's also had a couple of games where he just made a lot of mistakes too.
Yeah. And I haven't heard anything about him, nationally.
Well, you're not going to. I mean, they're at Mizzou. I mean, they're not doing anything. Which Mizzou, I'm picking on Mizzou right now, but they only lost one game.
Yeah. And they should be 5-0 right now.
Yeah,
they
and
lost
it was
to Wyoming.
Yeah, it was I mean, they really shouldn't have lost that game. And the bad thing is, Missouri had a pretty gravy schedule, and they still do. For the most part, in my opinion. I mean, they got Vanderbilt after Ole Miss, and then Kentucky, and then Georgia. I think they could give Georgia a run for their money.
So have they said who's going to be the starting quarterback for Ole Miss yet? Are they going to give it to Plumlee, or
I'm assuming,
or is Corral gonna?
Why? What else? I mean, why wouldn't they? I mean, if I had a dude that rushed for over 200 yards, and he didn't have a bad night, I don't think, in a passing standpoint. But having a rushing quarterback really opens up the offense, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can't find anything on it. On who's the starter? I don't know if they're going to go back to Corral or not.
Surely not.
Because Rich Rodriguez said that they have 2 starting quarterbacks, and you know how that crap goes.
It doesn't go good. I do know. There's nothing with having little packages here or there, but anyways, I think Missouri wins this one.
You got a score there?
Let's go. I'm gonna go 31-21.
Yeah, assuming that Matt Corral doesn't come back and start, they kept him sidelined last week because of his rib injury, but his ribs should have been fine, so I think it's a little more than that. Assuming they stick with Plumlee, I think that I'm taking Ole Miss 38-20.
Whew.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
depending on what quarterback they put in could change the game too.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen from that quarterback, he's the best true freshman quarterback in the SEC right now. That includes, Tennessee's quarterback. That includes Bo Nix. So
I'm trying to think of. I guess there isn't a lot of true freshman quarterbacks in the SEC. I mean, Bo Nix really hasn't put up a lot of good, great numbers. And Florida, he just got totally picked on,
yeah,
and just did not. He had a horrible game. Let's be honest.
But we'll see about this quarterback.
Yeah, we'll definitely see this weekend.
Yeah.
What do you think about Arkansas and Kentucky?
I
think this is an ugly game.
I think it's the game that comes on 30 minutes before the game everyone's going to be watching.
It's at 6:30.
Yeah, and Florida LSU is 30 minutes after that. So
I mean, yeah, that's going to be like just flip it on this game, while we, eat dinner or something, and then, when the LSU Florida game comes on, they're going to be checking it out, which, man, Kentucky they've kind of got hit hard with, especially with, injuries and stuff like that, especially with their quarterback going down, because Kentucky could have been a good team this year. Arkansas they got problems over there. Yeah. I don't think Starkel was the answer.
And you think, you gotta think that Kentucky's losses are a lot better than Arkansas's. Arkansas lost to San Jose State. Lost to Ole Miss.